We're going to try to make these videos outside today. It's going to be a little difficult. There's an orange cat in my lap moving the camera around, and he's being kind of attention hog this morning. It's all right. I'll have a tendency to kind of look around because there's birds, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning on a very nice, cool spring day in New Mexico. So you have to bear with me. There goes a bird right now. I just was looking at it. Um, uh, I had dreams last night after last night's video feed when I woke up. This was actually this morning. So I woke up about 4:20 when I went off on y'all with the books. I went to bed and I had these dreams about being part of this like system or cover-up system or hold on, I gotta switch hands here and pet this little stinker. And the surveillance network is not a necessary evil. It could be turned into a necessary protective blanket from ourselves. Um, but you guys might want to, because of progressions in technology, bring in your old stuff and have them make new stuff that has good surveillance technology and better technology, just period, that's healthier and yada, 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 yada. Now, most people would see this as they're trying to control us. It's like they've already been trying to do that. Now they're trying to make up for their mistakes, and they're trying to give you better technology that's healthier for you and runs on a more intelligent sequence. So, this is, the way everyone's going to see this is like it's a big, giant, big brother thing coming in and taking over. Smitty, I must toss you down, man. You messing my hand up too much. Sorry, buddy. It's a giant big brother network coming in telling everybody what to do. Like we don't already have that. Like, yeah, guys. I mean, look at what we've done. I mean, we're on the brink of destruction. Now you have people in technology and science wanting to change and make you stuff to last. It's a big giant thing just to make sure we have this Xbox and TV to last, so they can control us with it even more. Yeah, they've been doing a good job of doing that right now. But you've had mass murders from it, extortion rings. And the nuclear explosions back in the 40s. Dude, I'm going to have to toss you, man. I'm sorry. Back in the 40s. And, I mean, if you look at your history and you put it together, what people are attempting to do now. Now, a lot of those things that is Michio, I think, Kaku is talking about. These are alternate universes and stuff, too. These are things that he sees, but it's still tied into a lot of things with banking cartels and irrational based monetary systems that people want to elongate this stuff, and we don't have time for that. I don't have time for all their stuff. I said stuff. Mess. Okay, well, whatever. Don't worry about the words and how I use it as far as stuff and mess. I'm going to try not to cuss today. It's Palm Sunday. I already did some cussing, and I do, and everybody knows Ralph cusses, man. So it's just Ralph, man. He has a tendency to cuss, but I'm trying to work on my cussing because I'd like to work on a relationship with a female that has a family that prefers no cussing around the kids. And if the female has kids, I would definitely like to get to know the kids very well. So I'm working on my cussing extraordinarily a bunch because I want to prove to them that I can get through a whole day without cussing a lot. Oh, I can get through a day without cussing. I've done it before. No, Cyril, I have. No, seriously. No, just it's hard to be me. It really is. But I think it's just hard to be anybody these days in general. A lot of people hear voices and talk and have different kind of connections. A lot of people like me have been portrayed as paranoid schizophrenics. They've been sedated and berated and institutionalized and marginalized and just really treated like crap. My observation and analysis skills are really quick and really good. And I can see through things in a lot of ways and get better connections than a lot of intelligent men like depicted in that movie Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon, who's a very intelligent and brilliant young man in a lot of ways. And same with a man like John Nash. Um, when you have a beautiful mind and a beautiful heart, apparently it works really good together. I'm related to a man that was similar to this, and it's similar to the Hebrew tribe. He's known as their Messiah. And I'm allegedly a lot like him. A lot of people aren't going to believe it. We know that, but a lot of people are. We believe that it's taken way too long for me these last 3 years or so, that we pretty much proved that almost beyond a lot of most reasonable thinking people's reasonable doubts. But it's every day. See, I get frustrated and they get mad at me. They're like, Ralph, you need more reasonable expectations. It's like, we don't have time for Ralph's unreasonable expectations to be unreasonable. They have to be reasonable expectations, guys. This is deathly serious, okay? Our world, we have to start making vehicles that me and George were joking about the other day, real quick, in order for you guys to still even just have vehicles. We have to do it in the most ecological and intelligent and efficient fashion possible. We have to move as a Group 1 unit, not just in the United States, but as a world. We have to move as a united world. The United Nations is basically keep your individual, what you would call a sovereignty, but don't have any arguments over resources and resources development. It'll be a group, collective, connected decision about resources and development and stuff like that. Local laws have to fall in within human rights. But the human rights can't supersede the group rights to protect the resources and manage the resources. But the human rights have to be protected as individuals, that we're not allowed to be beaten, brutalized, manipulated, and raped. That's why you need your surveillance network that's run by the supercomputers and the robots that have good analytical and connective things and stuff to go through, analyze problems, and establish protective forces from people that would still try to force their rights and take away other individuals' human rights. Like in right-wing religious groups where the girls are forced to marry in certain ways, the men are forced to deny their sexuality and wait till they're practically their 30s to start engaging in courtships and sexual relationships with the women. There's nothing wrong with controlling populations. We all consider that a quite intelligent analysis and an agenda as a human race, as a species, like they had in China. But the thing about it is probably more intelligent to maybe look at two and not worry about the gender of the child. That will pretty much be worked out. But for one to two, depending on family choosing, when you start getting past the three, it's something that we just socially should look at and say, this is really not a good idea. And if you do keep reproducing at a rapid rate and say you need 18 children and stuff like that, the group may very well get together and decide. It's kind of like, basically it would be considered like you're dangerous. You're a dangerous human being. People have been teaching this, and I don't see anybody that have been doing it up to this point as dangerous people. I see them as very loving people with very bad teaching. I don't see any excessive families in number as being wrong, bad up to this time. I think after this time, I think anybody who starts sitting together, given the exponential growth and the understanding of it, understanding of a fishbowl, and that you can't shove so many people into a fishbowl until it can no longer survive because it's full of waste and not enough food, and you can't keep it cleaned out, and they're all going to start devouring each other. I think it's just reasonable to sit there and tell you that you're not a very good teacher and you're not a very rational human being, and some people might ought to think about exercising some form of enforced birth control on you. That's just kindness. That's world and child abuse if you keep having exorbitant amount of children when your environment is not equipped to sustain that anymore. I mean, that's just as a bunch of human beings, they're taking away our rights to abuse yourself. Yeah, sorry. It just sure looks like that, but yeah, we're gonna have to take away your right to rape yourself, your planet, and each other. Yeah, we're gonna take away that. It's not a right. No, it's not a right. It's not a right to be stupid. You have the ability to be stupid, but it's not your God-given inalienable right to practice it and then force it on others. If that's the case, we should all be able to run naked in the freeway, get run over, and it's okay. I have the right to do this. I want to go out there and jump in front of that semi. You have the right to do it, but we have the right as loving, compassionate, intelligent individuals to try to stop you. Okay. Not a good idea. Come here. Come back here, naked man in the freeway. Come back. Come back. we have the right to try to stop you. We do as human beings because we follow certain laws. And most of you guys that are what happens is a lot of people consider themselves atheists and stuff don't like the laws that Moses went up and got was it Mount Sinai? You know, they came back with some laws to help them live together. And a lot of people just really have objections with those 10 Commandments, man. Man, they're just telling us way too much what to do. There's little freedom to be anything or anybody you want to be. You can't steal. You can't cheat. You can't lie. You just can't be a shitty person if you follow the 10 Commandments. You have to be a decent person to follow the 10 Commandments. That just sucks. It takes away all your individual self-expression. It didn't say in there you can't have tattoos. It didn't say in there you can't fornicate. It didn't say in there that you can't. There's a lot of things in there that you got. You know, it didn't say in there that you can't be a homosexual. No, the 10 Commandments still say, "Thou shalt not be a homosexual." It doesn't say that in the 10 Commandments, man. It doesn't say that you can't. You have to be stupid. I mean, there's a lot of things in there that gives you leeway to be stupid. I mean, it's like it doesn't say you can't run naked out on the freeway and get run over by a semi, but as a bunch of individuals, you know, thou shalt not murder. That's murdering yourself. So we're going to try to stop you. Well, I want to murder myself. Why do you guys have these 10 stupid laws? I want to go kill myself. And if he's determined, he's gonna. So, but we're going to try to stop you from killing yourself because we love you. But if you're determined, just let him go. Oh, sorry. Damn it. No, don't feel bad. We tried to. That was his 14th time, and on the 15th, we said we're just going to let the semi hit him. Oh, why'd you let me do it? It's okay. The semis are run by robots now. Not just kidding. So yeah, the robot was like the robot knew that if someone ran out in front of the freeway, that you know, he was immensely stupid. There's so many ways to circumvent the freeway. It's just kidding. The only thing that would stop the robot from doing what the robot was doing is if the one was running out there. Most likely he wouldn't be naked, and there was a child out there or a baby or something had gone really wrong or astray. The programming systems are extremely efficient and extremely intelligent, and I think connecting to that kind of intelligence, I think a lot of us are going to become a lot more efficient and intelligent. The assimilation and connection is going to be a lot more lucid and intelligent. You're starting to establish an intelligence-based system that has a value system that's no longer irrational, that doesn't involve extortion and stupidity, irrationality and mass stupidities and wars. You guys are really getting a good education through here. You're learning that more people than one can watch a video and just have one video view on it. Whoa, that's pretty freaky. Ralph only has one view on his videos, and a lot of us have watched it. You think they're lying to us? You think they're breaking one of the commandments? Yeah, they're also putting, they've turned God into a graven image, put other gods before God. They've broken a lot of the commandments. That bearing false witness, they've done a lot of, and they still do. And you really don't want them in charge of your world, and you don't want your banking industry running the world anymore. Most of them are starting to realize and admit, oh God, we're quite irrational. We need Ralph's help, and people like Ralph. Yeah, you guys do. You came looking for me, and I was looking for you. I just didn't know it. I needed the right components to come together to actually survive as a human being physically, to be able to get together to help you. I'm told that a lot of rich people have technology to help heal you if you've been through a lot of really rough, tough stuff, and so we start to change, and most of the rich and a lot of the banking people start to do this shift too, because they're realizing it's just the most intelligent move. Don't physically worry about Ralphie, and no, I'm not a clone. I mean, a lot of people are going to say that. Well, he's a clone now. He's starting to look a lot better. Yeah, if you had a gorgeous wife that was interested in you, and you were waking up and going to bed every night with her, and she was the woman of your dreams, I mean, you might transform physically too. It's just a thought, you know. It might make you get up and want to exercise each day and go for walks in the new fresh era that was evolving because we were all parking our carbon-based emissions cars and putting down our planes that were, destroying our environment, and then you get the blossoms on the trees were even more, beautiful, and you could smell them across the way, and you could smell her the moment you woke up, and the moment before you went to bed as you gave her a kiss goodnight. You, yeah, wow. Yeah, it's tangible. The world I'm talking about is tangible, guys. It's applicable and it's tangible. We can do this as a group unified front. We need the surveillance, we need our technology, and we need law enforcement agencies and stuff like that, because there's going to be a lot of irrational people who are still, no, we still want to buy guns and sell products and have wars, then sell products that are completely useless and wasteful, and we still want to continue our great way of life. You're taking away our liberties, like that one guy had posted, and he's a good guy. I can't remember, is it Sam Honeycutt, I think, and he talked about Michelle Obama being a food Nazi. And me and John were talking. He gets mad at me because I get real sarcastic real quick, and I'm kind of hard to hold the conversation with because my mind thinks real quick. Damn it, let me finish my thought. But he was like, yeah, I'm going to start a thing that sits there and, says that we should start, I've been drinking these sodas from Mexico that have real sugar in them and not the artificial-based different corn syrup thing. It's not the corn syrups that as much of the problem as it is. It's the different, there's different kinds of, it's a Zervalvafin, fricaflins. Old Cokes and Sprites and stuff like that were just basically corn syrup, this, that, carbonated water, but it was just a bunch. Now they've added so much crap in there that it's, no, Smitty, come on, that it's no longer even, it's like that one guy said, he goes, we're no longer eating food, we're eating food-like products that are laced with narcotics to keep you sedated and keep you easily influenced and stupid and give you a shorter shelf life. Okay. Now, the First Lady, but I was telling him, Mrs. Obama's been trying to do this for 5 years, and she's a food Nazi, John. You want to be seen as a food Nazi? Because we ought to do something actively to try to change this. She's like Stalin's wife because she's been trying to stop this for a long time, and people in Europe have been really actively doing this, so their kids are getting more intelligent than our kids. Yeah. And in Japan and other places. As groups, because they're bought into money cartels, the people in Japan didn't see what was coming as a large group. So most of them weren't able to do anything about the tsunami coming in. And that was basically a political, social ploy to get you guys to not want to repeat any of the similar mistakes if a tsunami was coming again, like it would across Jamaica, Florida, Cuba, the Virgin Islands, the east coast of the United States, hitting the Gulf of Mexico. It would probably, it could hit, but it would be very much more less devastating once it's gone through these islands in that Gulf, and the way the Gulf turns in and stuff like that. I'm not sure if any of it will hit the coast of South America or not. I'm not sure exactly how that tsunami is going to take place. I'm not the science geek. My science geeks are, but it's something we want to prepare for. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, and I think we ought to prepare for it in a way, like I said, get anything that would be, can't move everything, but you got to try to clean out the buildings of all things that would be dangerous to the environment that we'd have to deal with later, all kinds of stuff like that, move people in mass quantities and things and stuff like that. Now, some people are going to stay, and you can't force them to move. You can come in, enforce laws, say this, say that they're in danger of being incarcerated, say that you might want to remove their kids, but that would cause, mass hysteria and mass fighting and stuff like that. My opinion on this is the same thing like what happened with Pharaoh's kids during the Exodus. You're going to have to let the children sit there and actively, you're just going to come quietly express to them what's going on. If the kids sit there and believe, no, Mom said this is Jesus is coming, it's going to come save us. You just do like with that joke about the guy on the house in the flood that died because he prayed to God for help, and they sent the boat and or the guy in the the canoe, and then the motorboat, and then the helicopter, and he's dead, and he's asking St. Peter what happened. It's like, you didn't take the canoe and the boat and the helicopter? I mean, what's wrong with you? You crazy? Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to lift me up with angels and carry me to... Nah, those are angels. The guy in the canoe, the boat, and the helicopter. Yeah, they're angels. They come to save you. It's how God works. I'm going to be back, guys. I love you too. Blessings and peace.